In this video, we're looking at something called the CSS box model. Now, I've mentioned previously before that you shouldn't be using tables or anything to organize the layout of a HTML page. You should be using CSS. Now, you should think of your website layout as being like a series of boxes. So if I look at the example here from Tutorial Republic, I have several boxes. I have one which might be a header, which was where we put our banner or search bar. I have one for the navigation. I have one on the left-hand side here for the menu, one in the middle for the content, and one on the right for ads. And that's the very first thing you should be doing with CSS. And the reason why you would use the box model is that you can declare it in one external CSS file, and then it's applied automatically to all the HTML files. So how's this look? As I mentioned before, you've got to break down your page into a series of boxes, and each one of these boxes has a name, and we call this class. So if you look at, for example, we've been going through things such as the properties of CSS file. We use these things called div tags. So div means division. And basically inside there, we can give it a name, a class name. So we might call dot header. And then inside the header, we're going to define the width, the height, and whether we've got any other set of properties in there of that particular type of division. So if we look at this one here, we have created a division here, a box, which has a solid black border and has Times New Roman font in there. So we could actually create several of these divisions and give them a name, a class name. Okay, so for example, if we go to CSS layout and W3 schools, and we go to website layout here, you can see here they've got an example of a website broken up into a header, navigation, and so on. Each one of these would have a name. So for example, we can have a class called header, and inside there we can specify the details. So if we look at that code, they've put it in an external CSS sheet, but you can see here they've got their code called .header, the class. And if I scroll down, let's close this, you can see they call it up header, and anything in that content will be displayed in there. So one of the things I want you to do now is I've provided in YouTube description several examples of the box layout. I want you to play around with it and get familiar with it, because it's the layout you should be using whenever you start any website design, whether it's in HTML or CSS. Please let me know if you've got any questions.